Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is going to be my first video on YouTube because I wanted to make it a little bit more chatty. I made this journal for Cassie at Dust of Roses, and I'll put her link below. She has an Instagram account, she has a YouTube video, she also has an Etsy shop where she makes like a lot of really cool digitals. But anyway, last year we had talked about doing like a journal swap and for this year. And so I got to thinking about, what to create for her. And I didn't really ask like a whole bunch of questions, but I did kind of ask like if there was like a particular theme or, colors or something like that she liked. And she just, told me to just, have creative freedom, do what I want. She did say though that she was kind of getting into art journaling. And of course she loves roses. So I kind of like went with that and just kind of, just let that kind of guide me of what I was going to do. And my first thought was, okay, so she's into art journaling, which can mean a lot for a lot of people. I mean, that could be collaging. That could be also, journaling thoughts and everything like that. I mean, that could be, putting in, favorite quotes or, pictures of, things that mean, so art journaling in itself can mean a lot of different things, but I wanted to give her the freedom to paint in it if she wanted to, use paste in it if she wanted to. So this was actually my first hardcover journal that I made. I typically do more of the softer covered, journals or like cardstock backed, type journals. So this was the first like book that I actually redid, and it's an old hymnal book and it had a lot of like wear on it. And I was like, that's kind of like perfect. It just said, art to me. And I knew it would be sturdy enough for her to, do whatever she wanted to in it. So then that left me with, normally I do a single signature. And so I actually did 3 signatures in this. So I undertook quite an endeavor of, going out of my comfort zone and just, taking a leap and making something, really fun, functional, and creative. So I found this image actually from an old Flow magazine. I don't even know how old, it is, but I've had it for a while. And it had this just really pretty image of this rose. And I knew that that was going to be it. I had previously picked out like a postcard that had a rose on it, and I had toyed around with it, for a while. But when I saw this image, I was like, that's it. That's the one. And then it all just kind of like flowed from there. I had this like quilt piece, which wasn't big enough, for the whole book, that I had gotten from Amy at Floshy May Cottage. And then it just, it kind of went like this whole pink and kind of like pretty theme. And I really wasn't going that direction, but sometimes that's how it happens when you create and you start looking at things and polling things and getting ideas. Sometimes the stuff speaks to you and takes you a completely different direction. This is what I came up with. So I put like some sari trim here. I put a little bit of like Jane Austen material here. I kind of did like a little bit of patchwork over it. I put this real like kind of like fun, lacy, sparkly material here that I had gotten at like a thrift store. And then I just felt like I needed to put like art. I mean, I wanted her to look at this journal to be inspired, and that this was her art journal. This was for her to specifically, do art journaling in, whatever that meant for her. And so I put like the definition of it: the expression of creative skill and imagination by producing works to be appreciated for their beauty or emotional power. And I just printed that out onto the same paper that had been surrounding this. So it just all kind of like, it worked. And then I kind of stitched along the spine, so through the book, along the spine, so that this cover would actually be, very secure, even though the whole front is obviously glued on. I didn't stitch through the whole book, but in the spine, there's always like that little gap of where the cardboard is and where the, just the actual like paper fabric, is, where you can just kind of like stitch along that. So that's what I did. And then I backed it. This is like an old sheet that I had found at the thrift store. So I just put it there, did a little bit of crazy stitching, and just, had a little bit of fun with it. And then you can see like the old, worn edges, from this old book. I can't remember the year of it. Yeah, I don't know the year of it, but I do know that it's old. So anyway, I just put like a little like bead there, and a little like key that just kind of like matched this plate. So yeah, so let's take a look inside. So I really kind of wanted to keep this like somewhat, I don't know if I want to call it naked. It's not a naked journal. There are details in it, but I didn't want to over embellish, and that's really a tough line. If you follow me on IG, I had just like posted a photo of the cover of this and talked about how, there's a fine line when you're trying to fill up a book of, that's going to be a journal. And it's completely different when it's specifically for somebody, or, you kind of don't know who it's for. And everybody, likes different things. Some people like, really blank books. Some people like, books that are completely filled to the brim where they can, kind of like explore and change it how they want to. But I wanted to give her some space, to have areas where she could write in it, or, draw in it, or, paint in it, or, whatever she wanted to do, collage in it. But there is still some, some things in there that I did, but we'll take a look at it and we'll see. And I might have overdone it. I don't know, but that's what the the fun is all about, when creating. So I mean, it is getting kind of a little bit, it's starting to do the little alligator thing, but it stays closed. So that's what's really kind of cool about it. So the first thing is I just put some like old ledger paper down on the cover. And then I created like this little pocket. If you know Heather from Ruby and Pearl, she has a lot of like great videos, and she had done these page pockets, and I kind of just went crazy one day, and I just like the whole day I did them. So anyway, I had made like this fun little pocket, so you can put something in here, and I had like created like just like some old tags, but I left them kind of like neutral so that she could add to them, draw on them, write on them, whatever she wanted. So I left them really kind of like simple. And I just put in like, some odd little bits. So this just clips here. Obviously it can be moved around or whatever. But I wanted to give that option. This is, I think this is French, like a French, it's fabric, but it's like a French writing. It's kind of hard to see because it's like aged and rubbed out in some spots. So I could have that completely wrong. Then I took some handmade paper here, and I just kind of like made a little tuck. This had been torn off of an envelope already, and I just put it here because it had the roses on it. And I was just like, oh, that just is perfect. I took some pattern paper and just stitched it to the page after I had like used a glue stick to glue it down. So I thought that was perfect there. This is from the card catalog. So a little tuck there, some fabric onto vellum, which is cool because then you can see the reverse on the other side. So I thought that was neat. This is some rose petal dyed paper. So how perfect is that for this? Okay, so then here we come to these like roses. So I had this book, and it was all about roses, and I had already like purchased the book, but I did love, the images. So throughout it, I had basically taken pages from this book because I feel like if you love roses and you're looking at this will already inspire some sort of, creativity just by looking at it. So I put the images throughout so that she would be encouraged to, do some fun things in here, whether it be by the colors themselves, whether she chose to cover it up, whatever she wanted to do, paint on it, put gesso, whatever. But I put all these images in here specifically so that when she looked at them, that they inspired or sparked, some bit of creativity for her when she art journals. Here's some just embossed paper, and then I put like a little flip pocket here, and this is like among the roses, so like the meanings of thorns. So I just think, I don't know. I just think it's kind of all cool that it all kind of goes together. This is like a little pocket here, to just kind of like get you thinking, and reading about stuff. And this is actually like, doing different like types of stitches and stuff, because she may want to do some like, slow stitching. I think that would be really cool too. And then there's like a little pocket here. and an old like invoice. And then I avocado dyed some like tracing paper. And this is from an old like cross stitch in a pattern. And some more avocado dyed paper. And then this is a little bit of tulle that I put here from my wedding dress. But it was pink, so it looked good there. Here's another little pocket here with these roses. And I just love this page. I just love how the pink with the green pops out, and then the pink in the ledger. I thought that was really cool. And then here's the center of the first signature. So I just love this beautiful image with this green. Sorry, it was almost like made to just be together. I love it. And then I've got a little bit of the old ledger here, and then from that Flow magazine, some more like pink paper, and it has a floral image on it, but you really, it's hard to see it, but it's just that little bit of a touch because those pinks really go together. So here's some more florals here. Just kind of like a collage page. And then I'll just, kind of flip through these. I won't be too terribly chatty. And then here's a tag, another little plain tag that she can write or draw or whatever. And then another image of roses. This old clip. This is from like my wedding dress as well. This is just some old, ephemera that I had gotten, some fabric of the rose. And then this talks more about when the rose blooms. This is talking about more of the stitches and using cut work. And here's like a little tuck here and here. So here's some braille with a peak, of more roses. And little pattern paper. And then this is really cool. I've done this before where I have taken, paper strips and, did a whole like, weaving them, in and out and everything. But I decided to do like a little bit of a wider strip because typically I'll do like, like a third of this and, weave them all together, and it's really fun. But I paired it with this vellum that's roses. And I just thought that's an interesting, background, to have on something. So that's really cool. And then I just basically just did like a zigzag stitch, with the pink thread, all the way down it. I didn't do the other way. So technically, you could like tuck things into this, like how cool would that be? Like some, flowers that you picked or whatever, you could just tuck those into those little spots. And then here I just, altered this slightly by just putting a little bit of, fabric here, a little bit of trim stapled there. And then that's a little pocket. And then here we come to the second signature. So you'll see that fabric is down the middle there. Hopefully it gives her a little bit more room to grow in it. More flower image. This is some old like scrapbook paper, but I love that it was like peeling paint and brought in, that yellow here. So I just liked it because I was like, this would be a really cool, fun page to like paint on, or and draw. And then a little tuck here with some vellum. And then this is some old, oh man, I can't think of the name of this kind of paper. It's like an old graph paper. I can't remember what it's called though. But anyway, I just created like a little tuck. It's green lined, and it picks up the green here and here. A little pocket here, some more flowers. And I did like a little belly band here. So this, I just thought this was so pretty. It just brought in the pink because this ledger has pink and purple on it. And then here's some more of that paper, graph paper. And then I did just like a little pocket here, which I thought was like really cool. And did some embossing here. And then I stitched on like a little bit of a lacy pocket there. And here's more of the book. So this, I believe, is from the Flow magazine, not the Rose book. This is from the Flow magazine. So I put this in the center signature because I was like, this is just gorgeous. That's so beautiful. So I put that there. But I can imagine, painting a little bit here on the sides and then maybe like writing, over it. And then this is another bouquet here, and there's like a person and she's like holding it. And I thought, how cute would that be to like put the little, trim here, like a little bow, for the bouquet. So I thought that was kind of cute. And then here's more of that vellum that I had used in the woven, so it, it flips up, you can tuck, you can like write things in it. But then it also opens up And love is letting go of the perfect picture. And that's from the Flow magazine as well. I just thought it kind of worked in here. Another little like pocket there. And a lot of times I don't attach these because I just feel like sometimes you know, it's too constricting. And I like them, you know, both ways, but you know, if she wants it glued together, she can glue it together. And then here's another little pocket here. And I just, for fun, I just put in like some sequins behind this vellum and then just stitched it all down. I thought that was cute. A little bit of, you know, sorry there. Another little like fun tag here. So I try to keep them, you know, pretty relatively, you know, simple but interesting with texture. Some more embossing there. And this is old, you know, French, an old French document. And then I put the piano paper there. So this is the third signature. And then I did like a little like flip tuck here. There is embossing on the back here with a card. And then embossing here with love. And the piano happened to have the word God in it. And then this is from the Flow book as well. And I just thought that blue was just such a beautiful image of all those flowers. And then just a little bit of like collage and stuff here. And then here's, you know, an end of the piano roll. And then you can just untie the bow here. Or just tuck behind it. You actually don't even have to undo it, but I'll just show. I just basically did a, you know, like a, I put some material, I basically stitched to some material and then glued the material down just to help to kind of like reinforce this. I mean, these are somewhat fragile, but for what it'll be used for. But how cool is that? I think that's pretty cool. Heather from Ruby and Pearl, she had done like a little like booklet type tutorial on these, using these. So you should check out her video on that. It was pretty cute what she had made. So that just ties there. And then here's like another piece of like fabric, and I just love it. I love the way that this one feels. It's, you know, kind of like soft and textury, and I like it. And then I created this. This is from like an old, well, not old. It's from just a brown envelope. And so I basically like folded it in half and put it in here and did some stitching and everything like that, and then put it like a Project Life card in here. And then here's a pocket as well. So there's actually 2 pockets in here. And then just a little bit of like Tim Holtz tissue there. And then this is from like a cross stitch design, and it says, "Have you talked to your plants today?" And so I thought this would be kind of fun, you know, to like do a little bit of stitching if she wanted to, or, you know, do something completely different. Thought that'd be fun. And a little tuck here with some flowers from Tim Holtz. And then this is some old ledger from, or like an invoice, you know, from my grandfather's business, his auditing business. So I thought it was just kind of like perfect in here. It was a little bit too long, and I was like, well, let's just add a little bit of like, you know, texture, design. So I just did like a little zigzag stitch there with the thank you. And then I just tea dyed this rose fabric and put it in there as like a little flip. And then there's like a little pocket here. So this is from the rose book, and so I just incorporated like a little side pocket here to tuck things in, you know, either as remembrance or for later or whatever. So then this is the last signature, and I just love this image. I was like, I could just imagine just like sitting here with all these, you know, flowers and just, you know, this cute little window, and I really liked it. And I attached this. This is from the Flow book, and it says, "There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in." And I just really, really liked that. And some more. And then this is the other side of that invoice. And a little bit of, you know, trim there. Some fun little scrapbook paper here that I made like into a pocket. And then this is the other side of the "Have you watered your plants today?" Which is cute. And then, and actually, because there is, this actually could be moved out. I did not capture it in the signature on purpose so that it could be moved, you know, if needed. So anyway, it can be, you know, pushed more down because the signatures on here, if you noticed, they're just a two-hole signature. Because actually, she could remove, you know, pieces or pages, you know, swap them around, that sort of thing, if she wanted to. So I just did a little bit of like collage here, and then here's a couple more pockets there, and then there. And then a fun little, I laminated some like, you know, glittery bits. So here's a little pocket there. And then here is some of my handmade paper, so she can slide it out of this like old envelope that came. It didn't have anything in it, so I was like, well, it needs something. So I had put this real fun, you know, paper in there. And then this side, this flips out. I put like a little photo corner there, and then this flips open. And then it can just tuck back in. So, because maybe you want to have something private back there. And then I just included like a bunch of images from that magazine, you know, that I just thought were just, you know, really pretty that she might want to move around. And then I embossed some more of the piano roll with a rose image. And then put a little bit of trim there. And then this is pretty blank to do whatever. And then for the back, I put more of that ledger there. And then I glued on this envelope that I had embossed it a little bit with a rose pattern. And then I made a magnet pocket closure, you know, so that it would stay closed. You know, it was easy to open, etc. And then I just put some more of the, like the plain tags, you know, that she could, you know, put throughout her journal if she wanted to. So basically that's it. So I hope she really loves it, and I hope it encourages her to, you know, do more art journaling, and, you know, enjoy taking this book out, you know, to do that sort of stuff, and that it inspires her. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, you can contact me. But anyway, that's it for my first video, so thanks for joining me. Have a good day, everybody.